We do not have to be crucified on pieces of wood. By J.R. Miller. The Wider Life, 1908. I urge you, brothers, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as living sacrifices, holy and pleasing to God. This is your spiritual act of worship. Romans 12:1. The godly life is not one of ease, pleasure, and self-indulgence. We are taught to present our bodies as a living sacrifice unto God. Ancient offerings were brought to the altar and presented dead. But the Christian sacrifice, instead of being poured out in a bloody oblation, is to be a living sacrifice of service, of love, of devotion. The great sacrifice of Christ is both the model for all Christian life and also its inspiration. We look at his 6 hours on the cross as if that were its only act and expression. But the cross was not endured by Christ merely during those 6 hours on Calvary. It was in all his life, in every day and hour of it. Everything he did was in love, and love is always a living sacrifice. He was always sacrificing himself. On Calvary, he only wrote the word out in capital letters. The cross stands not merely for the sufferings of Christ endured in redeeming sinners, but also for the law of love and of sacrifice in every department of Christian living. It is not enough to have the cross on our churches as a symbol of redemption, or to wear crucifixes as ornaments. The cross and the crucifix must be in the heart and manifested in the life. We talk a great deal about the love of Christ, but we must strive to illustrate it and reproduce in our own lives, in our own measure, the sweetness, the charity, the kindness, and the helpfulness of Jesus Christ. The cross is everywhere. The more of the sacrificial quality we get into our life, the diviner and the lovelier our life will be. We do not have to be crucified on pieces of wood to bear a cross and make a living sacrifice. The cross must be in the lives of those who follow Christ, not branded on their bodies, but wrought into their character, their disposition, their conduct, their spirit. We cannot live a Christian life for a day without coming to points of sacrifice. The cross of Christ does not take our own cross from us. Christ does not bear our cross for us. His cross becomes the law of our life and makes it all sacrificial. Every sacrificial thing we do reveals the cross. The Beatitudes are all sacrificial. No one can live the 13th chapter of 1 Corinthians and not crucify self continually. All sacrifice at length blossoms into Christ-like beauty, sweetness, and joy.